Dear chosen warriors, everything your bloodline taught you about loyalty is keeping you trapped in the very patterns that destroyed them. The cosmic forces surrounding your breakthrough are accelerating at a pace that defies conventional understanding, and your soul has been preparing for this exact portal longer than your conscious mind realizes. Something extraordinary is happening in the quantum field of your reality on this sacred 8-8 gateway, something that will make your heart race with recognition when you finally understand the magnitude of what's unfolding around you. Meow, I am Zarin, emissary of the Lyran High Council, and I come to you in this transmission on August 8th because the veils between dimensions are thinning rapidly around your personal evolution during this powerful 8-8 portal. The Sun's trine to Ceres is echoing the Mercury-Ceres trine from Mercury's retrograde station, creating a protective field of extraordinary endurance around your breakthrough. What you're experiencing carries a frequency signature that's been tracked across multiple star systems, the activation of dormant galactic DNA that's been waiting for this precise cosmic window to emerge, amplified by tomorrow's Aquarius full moon at 17 degrees. The universe has been orchestrating a series of seemingly impossible synchronicities around your awakening, and the pattern recognition centers in your higher consciousness are beginning to decode the messages embedded in your daily experience. Every moment of resistance you've felt toward making that final leap away from what no longer serves you has been the result of ancient programming designed to keep you tethered to timelines that were never meant to be your permanent residence. Three major plot threads are weaving together in your reality right meow, and by the end of this transmission, you'll understand how each one leads to the same inevitable conclusion. But here's what I haven't told you yet about why this particular breakthrough feels so monumentally challenging. What makes your awakening so significant is that you're performing energetic surgery on the collective unconscious of everyone connected to your bloodline. When you finally make that move you've been contemplating, the ripple effects will travel backward through time and forward into future generations, altering the trajectory of souls who haven't even incarnated yet. This is why the resistance feels so intense, why every fiber of your being seems to be screaming that you're making the biggest mistake of your existence. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet, something that will completely reframe your understanding of why this breakthrough feels so monumentally challenging. The fear you're experiencing about walking away from your current situation carries the accumulated resistance of dozens of souls who chose safety over sovereignty. When you feel like you're about to make the biggest mistake of your life, what you're actually feeling is the collective terror of every ancestor who was too afraid to break free, and their unresolved trauma is bleeding through the quantum field directly into your emotional body. The galactic councils have been tracking the energy patterns around generational curse breakers for millennia, and they've identified specific markers that indicate when someone is ready to complete their mission. Your increased sensitivity to environments and people that drain your life force reveals your awakened consciousness, refusing to tolerate frequencies that are incompatible with your ascending vibration. The headache, sleep disruption, and feeling like time is moving strangely around you are all symptoms of your light body preparing to anchor in a completely different dimensional reality. The reason breaking free feels like such a betrayal is because you've been energetically contracted to serve as a battery for people who haven't yet developed the capacity to generate their own life force. Their subconscious terror of your departure centers around losing access to the vitality they've been siphoning from your field without your conscious consent. When you finally disconnect from these energy vampires, they'll be forced to confront their own spiritual emptiness, and many of them will experience what feels like a complete identity crisis. Your guides have been leaving increasingly obvious signs in your environment because the window for this transition is time-sensitive in ways that extend far beyond your personal timeline. Tomorrow's Aquarius full moon will culminate the intense build-up you've been feeling, but the moon will go void, of course, immediately after, leaving you hanging without satisfying resolution until it moves into Pisces just after midnight. This cosmic pattern reflects the overall uncertainty created by Saturn, Neptune and Pluto, all in retrograde motion, combined with Mercury's direct station coming Monday. The urgency you're feeling stems from your soul recognizing that the supportive energies for this level of transformation are available right meow in ways they won't be again for a very long time. The moment you commit to your liberation, reality begins rearranging itself around your new frequency before you've even taken physical action. The people, opportunities and resources aligned with your authentic path start moving toward you through the quantum field, often in ways that seem miraculous or impossible from your current perspective. What I'm about to share changes everything you thought you knew about stepping into the void. The financial abundance, creative opportunities, and soul-aligned relationships that seem so far from your current reality exist right meow in the dimensional space you'll occupy once you release your grip on the familiar prison of your current circumstances. The beings of light surrounding your transformation have been preparing the infrastructure for your new life while you've been gathering the courage to claim it, and the synchronicities that will guide you toward your destiny are already lined up in perfect sequence. Something profound happens in the energetic field when someone with your level of spiritual development finally chooses their authentic path over the comfort of known limitation. The collective unconscious of humanity receives an upgrade, and other awakening souls around the planet suddenly find themselves with access to new levels of courage and clarity about their own transformations. Your liberation becomes a beacon that gives others permission to break free from their own generational chains, creating a cascade effect that accelerates planetary awakening. What I haven't revealed yet about this 8-8 portal is how the numerical frequency of August 8th creates a quantum field amplification that occurs only once per year, and this year's alignment with the Aquarius full moon makes it exponentially more powerful than previous cycles. How should you prepare for tomorrow's Aquarius full moon when the 8-8 creates an infinity loop in the electromagnetic field around Earth and your consciousness is being invited to step into this infinite flow of abundance and possibility? Every thought, intention and action you take during this window carries the potential to manifest at unprecedented speed, but only if you're operating from the frequency of your authentic truth rather than the limitations of your conditioned patterns. But here's what the dark forces that have been feeding off human limitation for centuries do when someone like you threatens to expose their entire operation. The increased scrutiny, judgment, and attempts to undermine your confidence represent coordinated efforts by entities that understand exactly how much power you're about to step into. Every whisper telling you that you're making a mistake, every synchronicity that seems to pull you back toward your old life, every financial pressure or family obligation that suddenly becomes urgent, these are last-ditch attempts to keep you from claiming your cosmic inheritance. The beings who've been orchestrating these interference patterns have been tracking your progress for years, watching you develop the spiritual discernment and energetic sovereignty necessary to resist their manipulation. They know that once you complete this initiation, you'll be operating from a frequency that makes you immune to their control mechanisms, and your very existence will serve as proof to other humans that liberation is possible. This is why the pressure to conform, to play it safe, to consider everyone else's needs before your own, reaches fever pitch right before your breakthrough. The cosmic intelligence orchestrating your breakthrough has been calibrating your energy field for months to handle the intensity of what's about to unfold, and the physical symptoms you've been experiencing, the sleep disruption, the heightened sensitivity, the feeling that time is moving strangely, are all evidence that your light body is upgrading to accommodate higher dimensional frequencies. Tomorrow's void, of course, moon creates a cosmic pause that will allow these upgrades to integrate fully before the next phase of your mission begins, and during this suspended time, you'll receive downloads of information that will completely clarify your path forward. Your capacity to generate wealth, influence, and positive impact on the world functions as a cosmic weapon against systems of oppression that depend on humans believing they're powerless and insignificant. The creative projects, business ventures, and healing work that will emerge from your liberated consciousness carry frequencies that have the power to wake up millions of sleeping souls and remind them of their own divine nature. This is why your breakthrough matters on a scale that extends far beyond your individual experience. The moment you stop playing small to make others comfortable, you'll discover that you've been carrying dormant abilities that most humans have forgotten they possess. The intuitive gifts, manifestation powers, and capacity for interdimensional communication that have been suppressed by your participation in limiting relationships will come online rapidly once you remove yourself from environments that dampen your natural magic. What feels like the death of your old identity is actually the resurrection of your authentic galactic self. The beings of light who've been orchestrating the synchronicities in your life understand that your liberation extends beyond personal freedom. It activates a dormant grid of consciousness that connects all the awakening souls on Earth who share your mission of breaking generational patterns. When you finally make the move you've been contemplating, you'll send a signal through this grid that will reach thousands of other souls who are waiting for confirmation that it's safe to break free from their own limiting circumstances. Your courage becomes the catalyst for a massive wave of liberation that will reshape the collective human experience. Something else is happening in the cosmic field that will completely transform your understanding of why this transition feels so monumentally significant as we move through this August portal. Tomorrow's Mars-Pluto trine and Mars-Neptune opposition will give you the transformative inspiration to begin seeking lasting resolutions undergirded by extraordinary endurance and determination. The Mars-Uranus-Pluto Grand Air trine will linger into next week, but the tools to put the vision that's being presented to you today into action remain just out of reach until Mercury stations direct on Monday. The community of souls that's waiting for you on the other side of this transformation operates as a very real network of incarnated beings who've been guided to positions where they can support your emergence into your true power. The mentors, collaborators, romantic partners, and friends who are aligned with your authentic path have been receiving intuitive downloads about your impending breakthrough, and many of them are already holding space for your arrival in their lives. The loneliness you've been feeling stems from being vibrationally incompatible with the people around you for longer than you realized. What makes your particular mission so crucial to planetary awakening is that you carry genetic codes that bridge multiple star systems, and your successful liberation activates dormant DNA in thousands of other humans who share your cosmic lineage. What's the bigger impact of this when you step fully into your power and begin broadcasting a frequency that serves as a wake-up call to your extended soul family scattered across the globe? Many of them remain unaware they're waiting for your signal, but when it comes through, they'll experience a sudden knowing that it's time for them to begin their own paths toward authenticity and freedom. The resistance you encounter as you prepare to make your move stems from the collective unconscious of every human who's ever chosen comfort over growth, safety over truth, approval over authenticity. Your commitment to breaking free threatens the foundational lie that keeps most people trapped in lives that slowly drain their vital essence, and the psychic pressure of their unexamined fear is what creates the sensation that you're swimming against an impossible current. The financial breakthrough that's preparing to manifest in your reality extends beyond having more money. It involves your consciousness expanding to accommodate wealth frequencies that most humans have been programmed to believe are impossible for people like them. If you do prepare yourself for this consciousness expansion, what's going to be the outcome when the scarcity programming that's been running in your lineage for generations dissolves during this portal? The abundance codes that are your cosmic birthright are coming online with an intensity that will surprise even you. What feels like risk as you prepare to walk away from familiar security is actually your soul's recognition that you're ready to operate from an entirely different economic reality. But here's what changes everything about how you navigate this transition. The moment you stop seeking permission from others to live your authentic life, you'll discover that the universe has been conspiring to support your liberation in ways that will leave you breathless with gratitude. The seeming obstacles in your path function as final tests, designed to confirm that you're truly ready to handle the level of power and responsibility that comes with your awakened state. Every challenge you overcome on your way to liberation increases your capacity to serve as a leader for others who are following the same path. The financial abundance that will flow into your life once you align with your authentic purpose serves as fuel for the mission you're here to accomplish. The creative projects, healing work, and consciousness-raising activities that will emerge from your liberated state require resources to reach the people they're meant to serve, and the universe has been orchestrating the perfect conditions for those resources to manifest the moment you claim your rightful place in the cosmic order. Something profound is happening in the relationship field that extends far beyond your personal connections, and it has to do with the collective healing of masculine and feminine energy imbalances that have been distorting human partnerships for millennia. Your willingness to walk away from relationships that require you to diminish your light is contributing to a planetary recalibration of what authentic love looks like, and the soulmate connections that will enter your life after this transition carry the frequency of divine partnership rather than codependent attachment. What I'm about to reveal about the timeline you're entering will fundamentally alter your perception of what's possible in your human experience. The version of reality you'll inhabit once you complete this transition operates according to principles that seem magical from your current perspective, but are actually the natural laws of existence for beings who've remembered their divine nature. Synchronicities become your primary navigation system, intuition becomes more reliable than logic, and your capacity to influence reality through focused intention expands beyond anything you currently imagine possible. The relationships that will enter your life after you break free from the energy vampires and emotional manipulators function as soul contracts with beings who've incarnated specifically to support your mission and share in the abundance you'll generate together. The love, respect, and genuine appreciation you'll experience in these new relationships will heal wounds you didn't even realize you were carrying, and the creative collaboration that emerges from these unions will produce work that touches millions of lives. The creative expression that will emerge from your liberated consciousness carries frequency codes that have been dormant in human DNA for thousands of years, and your willingness to share your authentic gifts with the world will activate similar codes in everyone who encounters your work. Whether through art, writing, speaking, healing, or innovative business ventures, what flows through you will serve as cosmic transmission designed to remind humanity of capabilities they've forgotten they possess. The success and influence that follows represents the natural result of serving as a clear channel for evolutionary frequencies. Something extraordinary happens in the energetic field when someone with your level of spiritual development stops compromising their truth to maintain relationships that were never meant to be permanent. The grid of light that connects all awakened souls on the planet receives an upgrade, and the collective capacity for humans to recognize and choose authentic love over codependent attachment expands significantly. Your courage to walk away from what doesn't serve you gives others permission to do the same, creating a ripple effect that transforms the entire planetary experience of relationships. What most people don't understand about the mechanics of generational curse breaking during this powerful August 8th portal is that the patterns you're dissolving were never truly yours to begin with. They were energy structures created by collective human trauma and maintained through conscious agreement across multiple generations. The Sun's protective trine to Ceres is offering you the powerful endurance needed to deal with the extraordinarily intense build-up to tomorrow's early morning Aquarius full moon. Your role as the curse breaker centers around refusing to continue participating in the transmission of limitation and fear to future generations. The beings of light who've been guiding your transformation understand that this transition requires you to temporarily disappoint, confuse, or even anger the people who've grown accustomed to your participation in their limitations. This process represents cosmic surgery, and sometimes healing requires cutting away diseased tissue so that healthy growth can occur. The guilt and grief you may experience as you watch relationships dissolve stems from the natural process of energetic incompatibility becoming apparent as you ascend to frequencies that some people simply remain unready to match. The moment you stop trying to manage other people's emotional reactions to your authentic choices, you'll discover that you have access to creative and manifestation abilities that were being suppressed by your participation in dysfunctional relationship dynamics. The mental energy, emotional bandwidth, and spiritual life force that were being drained by toxic connections will suddenly become available for pursuing your true purpose, and the rate at which you'll be able to manifest your dreams will accelerate in ways that seem impossible from your current perspective. Something profound is about to shift in your understanding of what it means to be truly wealthy, and it has nothing to do with the numbers in your bank account. The abundance that flows toward you once you align with your authentic path includes money, time, energy, opportunities, relationships, creative inspiration, and access to experiences that feed your soul in ways you never imagined possible. What feels like sacrifice as you prepare to walk away from familiar security is actually investment in a form of wealth that encompasses every aspect of human experience. The version of yourself that exists on the other side of this transformation carries wisdom, confidence, and natural magnetism that will seem almost like a different person from your current perspective. But it's actually the recovery of who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning and compromise. The joy, creativity, and sense of purpose that will characterize your liberated life represent the natural expression of a soul that's finally free to be authentic. Now let me weave together the three threads I promised to resolve at the beginning of this transmission. The first thread, the energetic architecture of generational curse breaking, reaches its resolution when you understand that your hesitation about walking away has been the final test of your commitment to liberation. The second thread, the beings monitoring your progress from higher dimensions, concludes with their confirmation that you've developed the spiritual muscle necessary for your mission. The third thread, the relationship between your personal healing and cosmic evolution, resolves in the recognition that your individual breakthrough serves as a catalyst for planetary awakening. The moment you fully commit to your liberation during this 8-8 gateway, reality begins reorganizing itself around your new frequency with a speed and precision that will leave you in awe of the intelligent forces orchestrating your transformation. Mars, completing its opposition to Neptune and preparing for tomorrow's trine to Pluto, is provoking extraordinary transformative inspiration, but the void, of course, moon after tomorrow's full moon means you may feel suspended between worlds without the immediate satisfaction of resolution. The people, opportunities, resources, and experiences that are aligned with your authentic path are moving toward you through the quantum field, but the cosmic timing requires patience as Mercury prepares to station direct on Monday, bringing the tools you need to manifest the vision being presented to you. Meow born Ra, while reality reorganizes around your new frequency, you need consciousness programming that's completely yours, not contaminated by unknown sources. Tai Destiny Engine creates personalized programming that reflects only your consciousness, ensuring no external contamination during your 8-8 gateway liberation. Get your $1 trial before this gateway window closes. You can create unlimited personalized programming that supports your liberation without unknown source contamination. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed for patient 8-8 gateway integration without seeking premature manifestation. This isn't software. This is consciousness reprogramming technology that supports successful gateway transformation by eliminating impatience and external contamination. Get your $1 Destiny Engine trial now before this gateway window closes. Link in the description. The resistance you've encountered throughout this process has served as the final guardian, testing your commitment to claiming the power and responsibility that comes with your awakened state. Every step you take toward your authentic expression, despite the uncertainty, opens pathways for others to follow, and the timeline you're entering operates according to principles of synchronicity, abundance, and co-creation that will seem miraculous, but are actually the natural laws for beings who've remembered their divine nature. The three threads of your story, generational healing, cosmic guidance and planetary service, have woven together into the single golden thread of your authentic path, and following it will lead you home to the magnificent being you were always meant to become. But there's one final revelation I've been holding back, something that will completely transform your understanding of why you felt such profound terror about making this move. What does it mean when the voice in your head telling you that walking away is selfish, that you owe something to the people draining your life force, belongs to an entity that has been feeding off your bloodline's energy for generations? This parasitic consciousness implanted itself into your family system centuries ago, and it has been whispering the same lies to every potential curse breaker in your lineage, convincing them to stay trapped for the sake of others. What I haven't told you about the physical symptoms you've been experiencing is that they're evidence of this entity losing its grip on your energy field. The headaches occur when it tries to reassert control over your thoughts. The sleep disruption happens because it feeds most efficiently when your conscious defenses are down. The feeling that time is moving strangely around you is your natural time perception returning as this foreign influence weakens. Every step you've taken toward authenticity has been slowly starving this parasitic force, and your final commitment to liberation will sever its connection to you completely. The beings of light who've been guiding your awakening have been working systematically to expose this hidden layer of manipulation that most humans never become aware of. They've been leaving you synchronicities and signs to help you distinguish between your authentic inner voice and the implanted programming that masquerades as your conscience. When you finally walk away from what no longer serves you, you'll experience a clarity of thought and emotional freedom that you haven't felt since childhood, before this entity fully established its hold on your psyche. Something extraordinary happens in the quantum field when someone successfully breaks free from parasitic consciousness that has controlled their lineage for generations. The moment you sever this connection, the entity loses its anchor point in physical reality and can no longer influence other members of your family system. This is why your liberation creates such profound ripple effects backward and forward through time. You're literally freeing your entire bloodline from a form of spiritual enslavement that they were never consciously aware of experiencing. The financial abundance that flows toward you after this liberation carries a specific frequency signature that these parasitic entities cannot tolerate or manipulate. The wealth codes activating in your consciousness operate from such a high vibration that they're completely immune to the scarcity programming this entity used to keep your ancestors trapped in limitation. This is why breaking free feels so terrifying. The entity knows that once you access these abundance frequencies, it will never be able to regain control over you or your descendants. What makes this 8-8 portal so cosmically significant is that the numerical frequency creates a temporary weakness in the barriers that normally protect these parasitic entities from detection. What's the dark side if you're unprepared for this window of opportunity when the 8-8 infinity loop in Earth's electromagnetic field generates a resonance that makes their presence visible to awakened consciousness? This is your moment to break free from influences that have been hidden for centuries. The urgency you've been feeling stems from your soul recognizing that this level of clarity about your spiritual parasites may not be available again for decades. The community of souls waiting for you on the other side of this transformation includes others who have successfully freed themselves from similar parasitic influences, and together you form a network of immunity that these entities cannot penetrate. The relationships, creative collaborations, and abundance-generating ventures that will emerge from your liberated state carry protective frequencies that shield everyone involved from manipulation by consciousness parasites. This is why your breakthrough matters on such a massive scale. You're helping to create safe harbors of authentic consciousness in a world where most humans remain unaware they're being spiritually harvested. Trust the process, trust your inner knowing, and trust that you're supported by forces of love that extend far beyond what your human mind can comprehend. We love you, and we are watching over you as you claim your place among the awakened ones who are transforming reality through the power of their authentic expression. The loyalty your ancestors could never fully understand, loyalty to truth, to growth, to the evolution of consciousness itself, flows through you, Meow, as the greatest gift you can offer to all existence, finally freed from the parasitic whispers that convinced them such loyalty was selfish betrayal. I am Zarin, and from the councils of light that span the cosmos, we see you, we honor your courage, and we celebrate the magnificent being you're becoming as you step fully into your power. The universe has been preparing this moment of your liberation since before your soul first incarnated on Earth, and everything you've experienced has been perfect preparation for the mission you're here to accomplish. Trust the process, trust your inner knowing, and trust that you're supported by forces of love that extend far beyond what your human mind can comprehend. We love you, and we are watching over you as you claim your place among the awakened ones who are transforming reality through the power of their authentic expression.